Okay, I think I can speak for all of us when I say Fred Rogers wasn't just a TV host. He was a voice of kindness and empathy, and he helped shape what it means to be a good neighbor, especially here in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. So when AI uses his image and voice to create deep fake videos, it feels personal. These clips are spreading online, and they're raising some very big questions about trust, truth, and technology. So journalist Meg St. Esprit has been looking into this issue with the help of Dr. Jess Galani. What a powerhouse we have here today. So Meg, what sparked your interest in investigating these AI deepfakes, Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, so I'll say, I write about tech a lot. I'm really interested in AI. A lot of it has come about here in Pittsburgh through Carnegie Mellon, et cetera. But my editor at Public Source, Hallie, actually assigned this to me because she knew I was interested in it. And it's funny because right before she asked me about it, my brother had sent me one of Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross, and I was a little like, woo, what was that? And then I was catapulted into the world of AI deepfakes.
Of course, yes.
All right, Dr. Jess, what is happening in these videos and why is it so concerning?
Well, I think what's happening from a technical perspective is there's deep learning that happens, and it's sort of automated, and they splice together actual footage with generated footage to create these videos. And what's really troubling about it is that it's becoming easier to do and also more convincing. So it kind of diminishes our sense of trust in the visual realm. So often I'll be looking at the comments on different kinds of social media posts, and I'll see people speculating as to whether or not something that is a legitimate bit of content is AI. And then you'll see the reverse, where people are convinced that something that has been generated, this fake, is actually real. So it kind of leads to this broader information kind of crisis in terms of our ability to trust in that kind of content.
Yeah, and we were just looking at the video there, and you saw Mr. Rogers and Tupac, so I'm assuming that is not real. But why are people so angry about this? Because in my mind, Mr. Rogers, he represents kindness and trust, and this is the complete opposite.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I mean, obviously, there's lots of these videos out there. There's been ones of Bob Barker, other celebrities. And there's those moments where they're a little funny and you're like, okay, that made me chuckle. But when you look at the bigger picture, I mean, he has this iconic history. He helped shape the Children's Museum. His sets are at the History Center. Fred Rogers Productions is still here. And I talked to all of them for this article. There's the legal side of it, but there's the feeling side of it. And it's really eroding his legacy. And as she said, we don't know where to look and what is truth. I was at the library yesterday and grabbed an actual book about Mr. Rogers.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, right? And we love these series for our kids. But I fear raising kids, being a parent, trying to help them understand, like, what's real, what's not, it's getting blurry.
Now, when AI can look back on hours and hours and hours of like Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers, it can do a better job in faking it. So what can we do to spot something fake? Obviously, Mr. Rogers isn't going to say those things or do those things in those videos, but how can you spot something that is fake compared to reality?
It's really challenging because there aren't even-handed and, comprehensive regulations in terms of digital watermarks and the requirements for these kinds of videos. So I always want for there to be more robust government regulations of tech, but the tech companies say that that will interfere with innovation, so they have lobbied very actively against any kind of regulation. So instead, what we have to do is sort of hope that we can spot them as best we can. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is what's called lateral reading. Lateral reading is when you read across different sources to make sure before you jump to conclusions and say, yes, I know this to be true. Instead, you look at different sources and confirm across the board that something is accurate.
Well, my question is, if this can happen to Tupac, Mr. Rogers, Bob Ross, this can happen to one of us. How do we prevent that?
And it has been. We've talked to lots of parents that it's happened to their kids, doing things that they weren't doing, inappropriate images.
In really like the worst case scenarios of people making explicit videos of minors, of celebrities. I mean, we have seen it happen again and again. There do seem to be efforts at the government level and certainly at state levels to try to regulate these sorts of images. And there's just not really across the board ones for all of the deepfake content, but for ones that are malicious in terms of showing explicit imagery of a person, that at least seems to have some support across partisan boundaries, that maybe there will be a ban on that, and maybe you can, people are actually suing the tech companies to try to get those images taken down.
As they should, but it sounds like we have a ways to go with that.
Yeah.
All right, thank you both. This was such a good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Love that. All right, so we're going to link you up to Meg's full article. Just head to kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.